Hello, hi. This is the continuation of our lecture last time. Okay, we will talk about autoimmune disorders. Okay, autoimmune disorders of the nervous system. All right, for our class. Okay, let us continue our discussion. We did comparative discussion already of myasthenia gravis, multiple sclerosis, at saka Guillain-Barré syndrome. So sabi ko sa inyo, pag alam mo where the problem of the patient is, then you know the clinical manifestations. Okay? Having said that, let us discuss them now one by one. All right? So let's talk about myasthenia gravis. Okay. We make mention about the location of the problem. What is the problem? Remember, etiology, okay, the risk factors, and then we talk about the diagnostic test. Again, this is an autoimmune immune disorders of the nervous system, particularly affecting what? Neuromuscular junction. Sabi natin, what is the earliest manifestation? The earliest manifestation is ptosis, when there is muscle weakness, initially involving the orbicularis oculi. That's why ptosis is a clinical manifestations, right? Okay. Then, can it affect other muscles of the body? Yes. So this is associated with muscle weakness and paralysis. The most important problem, syempre, priority will be respiratory problem. So, can difficulty of breathing happen to this patient? Yes. Can difficulty of swallowing happen in this patient as well? Yes. Kasi lahat yan may muscular, di ba? Muscular function. So sabi natin, lahat lang motor. Motor, motor, motor. Walang sensory, lahat lang ay motor. Okay, walang numbness, walang walang ah, cognitive dysfunction, walang memory problem, lahat lang ay muscle weakness and paralysis. And what type of paralysis will happen? Ayun, flaccid paralysis. So flaccid paralysis happen to these patients. All right. So what will be your priority nursing diagnosis? Our priority nursing diagnosis is ineffective breathing pattern. Very good. We have impaired gas exchange because respiratory function may be affected with muscle weakness and paralysis. Okay. Impaired physical mobility is a nursing diagnosis. Risk for impaired skin integrity. Diba? Ano pa? Pwede bang mag-muscle atrophy yung patient natin? Yes. Okay. And if the cause of this is unknown, sabi natin, this is quite a debilitating and fatal disease. Now, some patient whose etiology is thymoma, you may see improvement after the removal of the tumor. Okay. Ma'am, question. Can plasmapheresis be done on this patient? Now, plasmapheresis actually involves separating antibodies from the blood, and all autoimmune disorders may be um, anong tawag dyan, pwede silang maging advantage yung kanilang plasmapheresis, no? But the most common management for patients with myasthenia gravis is the use of drugs, if not surgery or the removal of the thymoma. Okay, again, priority nursing diagnosis is ineffective breathing pattern, impaired gas exchange, impaired mobility, weak risk for injury, di ba? Risk for fall, risk for im- impaired skin integrity. So, alam mo na lahat yan. We will have to deal with the different complications of immobilization and muscle weakness. Okay, again, what is the most definitive diagnostic test? The most definitive diagnostic test is Tensilon. What is Tensilon? It is a drug. What type of a drug is Tensilon? It is an anti-cholinesterase drug. What is the effect? You retain acetylcholine in the junction. So if you retain acetylcholine in the junction, there is improvement in muscle function. Okay, let's talk about the management. Okay, so anong priority? The priority is support respiratory function. We have to monitor for clinical manifestations of infection, especially affecting the lungs. Okay, pwede bang magka-pneumonia? Pwede. Pwede bang ineffective coughing may cause problems in breathing? Yes. So number one is support respiratory function. Okay? Ano pa? Improve physical mobility. Improve physical mobility. We do not want to let the patient walk. It's just that we need to help mobilize the patient by using assistive devices like wheelchairs para maka-move around yung patient. Kaya naman, we need to prevent complications from immobilization. Dahil dysphagia is a problem, pwede bang mag-prevent ng aspiration? Of course, prevent aspiration. And then we need to provide good nutrition to your patient, di ba? Provide good nutrition. Siyempre, yung hindi siya magkakaroon ng aspiration. Okay? So ano pa? Provide safety. Siyempre, ano mo yan? Favorite mo yan. Provide safety. Okay. What about passive range of motion exercises? Pwede, di ba? That may prevent complications from immobilization. Your passive range of motion exercises. Okay. Oh, now let's go to the medical management. Drug therapy, pharmacological therapy. Drug therapy, we have okay, excuse me. So, drug therapy will include the long-acting, okay, drug therapy will include the long-acting anti-cholinesterase drug. Long-acting anti-cholinesterase drug. Okay. When you say long-acting, how long is long-acting? Okay. Long-acting anti-cholinesterase drugs such as neostigmine, isostigmine, pyridostigmine. When they sound like the same thing in the end, most likely they belong to the same classification, right? Okay, so neostigmine, physostigmine, and pyridostigmine. Okay, again, what is the function of this drug? The function of this drug is to retain acetylcholine in the junction. So if you retain acetylcholine, you improve impulse transmission. If you improve impulse transmission, then you improve muscle function. Yan. Okay, so sabi natin, how long is long-acting? If tensilon is a short-acting drug, so we cannot use that for a treatment, how long is this long-acting anticholinesterase drug work? Okay, this long-acting anticholinesterase drugs will start its effect 20 to 30 minutes after intake, and it will last for about 4 to 6 hours. Okay, again, 20 to 30 minutes after intake, and it will last for about 4 to 6 hours. So when these drugs are given to your patient, they will be given in divided doses. At ano nga ang pinaka-problem natin sa mga patient na mayroong taking the drug in divided doses? So ang pinaka-problem natin dyan ay compliance, di ba? Some may overdose it, some may underdose the drug. So sabi natin, kapag overdose, walang effect. Pag underdose, wala ring therapeutic effect. But do they have adverse effects? Yes. So wala kang therapeutic effect, pero merong adverse effect. Diba? So either overdose or underdose, both condition may manifest muscle weakness kasi wala kang therapeutic effect. So may muscle weakness dito, may muscle weakness din dyan. Pareho silang may muscle weakness. Aside from muscle weakness, what are our other clinical manifestations? Lagi ko itong sinasabi, do not memorize, ha? Understand. So kapag sumobra ka ng acetylcholine, okay, you increase your acetylcholine, can this will also enhance your parasympathetic responses. Iba ang acetylcholine, ang neurotransmitter sa parasympathetic nervous system. So pag sumobra ka ba ng acetylcholine intake, pati ba yung parasympathetic nervous system will have its enhanced effect? Definitely. So what do you think the patient will have? Constipation or diarrhea? Ano ba ang effect ng parasympathetic sa GI tract? Okay. What do you think will happen? Tachycardia or bradycardia? Again, what is the effect of parasympathetic to the heart? Ayan. So what do you think is the effect in the urinary bladder? Now, when you say underdose, so you decrease your acetylcholine. So if you decrease your acetylcholine, it seems like you decrease also the parasympathetic. So what do you think the patient will have aside from muscle weakness? Tachycardia o bradycardia? Hypertension o hypotension? Pag alam mo ang effect ng parasympathetic, iba-block mo lang yon, and that is your underdose effect. Diba? Mag-iisip ka, hindi ko sinasagot, mag-isip ka at tapos isulat mo so you can remember them better. So those with overdose, ang tawag natin ay cholinergic crisis. Okay. At yung mga underdose naman, ano naman ang tawag? Myasthenic crisis. Very good. Kulang naman to. So when it comes to crisis, what is our antidote for this? Paano natin to iti-treat? So kung sobra, i-block natin. So our antidote is giving anticholinergic drug. And the most famous, of course, is your atropine sulfate. At pag may myasthenic naman, kulang pala eh. O, kailangan dagdagan natin. So we give our patient anticholinesterase drugs. Okay, so these are the effects of either overdose or underdose of the drug. Primarily, drug therapy is being used for treatment of myasthenia gravis. Now, if the cause of myasthenia gravis is thymoma, then we can do thymectomy or removal of the tumor. Now, if you ask me, ma'am, can plasmapheresis be done because this is an autoimmune problem? Well, I would say no, but uh, if there is a tumor, then primarily we need to do removal of the tumor before doing that plasmapheresis. Kasi kahit gawin mo yan, if you are not removing the tumor, wala rin mangyayari. And majority of patients with myasthenia gravis they have thymoma. Okay, so this is myasthenia gravis. Okay, may muscle weakness, may muscle paralysis. Saan unang makikita? Sa mata. Ptosis ba yun? Yes. Meron kayang problem sa pagsalita? Yes. Sa paghinga? Yes. Sa paglulon? Yes. Okay. Physical mobility? Yes. Pero walang sensory deficits, walang cognitive dysfunction, walang emotional distress, wala. Paralysis lang. Paralysis, paralysis. The patient can feel, nararamdaman niya lahat ng nangyayari sa kanya. Okay? That's myasthenia gravis. Okay, I hope you understand that. Ha? Okay. Now let's proceed to another autoimmune disease, diba? We had comparative discussion already of this, correct? Yes, okay. So ano to? Multiple sclerosis. So when we say multiple sclerosis, or this is also known as MS, myasthenia gravis is also known as MG. Okay. There is what? There is demyelination of the CNS. Okay. So, ang nawala talaga is the myelin sheath of the central nervous system. And I said that even the cells that are producing the myelin sheath of the CNS are also destroyed. So, this is associated with oligodendrocyte destruction. So, even the cells producing myelin sheath are destroyed with multiple sclerosis. Diba? So, anong affected? CNS lang naman. So, pag sinabi mo CNS, aba, hindi lang brain, pati spinal cord function may be affected. So what do we expect of these patients' clinical manifestations? Di posible lahat. Lahat ng neurologic deficits. Kasi CNS nga yun. Diba? So what will be the initial? Sabi natin, diba? The first nerve to be affected is your optic nerve. So usually patients will have visual problems, okay? Or blurring of vision. So most common clinical manifestations will be blurring of vision. So aside from blurring of vision, what could be other manifestation? Ma'am, can the patient have paralysis also? Yes, CNS yan eh, di ba? Or paresis, muscle weakness. Ano pa? Patient may also have bowel dysfunction, spinal cord may be affected, bladder dysfunction, correct? At sa kahit anong manifestation, the patient may have tinnitus, the patient may have paresthesia, numbness and tingling sensation. Everything is possible because this is CNS. This is the brain, this is the spinal cord, and these are the most common clinical manifestations. Now, sa lahat ng autoimmune diseases, itong multiple sclerosis lang ang magpapakita ng different patterns on how symptoms are coming out, how symptoms are being presented. So what are these four patterns? You know, these different patterns of how signs and symptoms are manifested are the reason why it is very difficult for us to evaluate the the success or the evaluate the ang tawag dito, our intervention if it's okay. So we cannot evaluate if our intervention is enough kasi from one pattern of clinical manifestation, it may go and change to another pattern. So hindi mo ma-evaluate kung tama ba yung management natin do sa patient mo. No, for example, one pattern is yung relapsing remitting. Relapsing remitting. Minsan, so relapsing remitting pattern is signs and symptoms, mawawala, okay, and then it will come back, then it will be manifested again, then mawawala, then relapsing, remitting, okay? So this is the most common type. Okay, that's your relapsing, remitting pattern. Magkakaroon, mawawala, magkakaroon, mawawala. Okay? Another pattern is called primary progressive. And among the different patterns, the primary progressive class is the worst. Ito yung worst na prognosis. Kasi yung primary progressive, once the signs and symptoms start, it goes on dire-diretso, dire-diretso. So parang palala, 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 palala. Hindi siya nawawala. Okay? And then we have secondary progressive. In secondary progressive class, initially, the patients will have relapsing remitting. Initially, meron siyang relapsing remitting. Okay? Initially. Tapos, it becomes progressive. Kaya ang tawag is secondary progressive. And the other one is called progressive relapsing. Progressive relapsing. So, in progressive relapsing, mawawala yung manifestations pero pag bumalik, nagpo-progress, mas matindi yung manifestations. Okay, so these are the different patterns of how signs and symptoms develop. And these are the common clinical manifestations. May assignment tayo sa inyo, ha? Okay, aside from these clinical manifestations, meron pa siyang tinatawag na Charcot's Triad of Multiple Sclerosis. So, ano nga itong Charcot's Triad na to? These are also common clinical manifestation of multiple sclerosis. Kayo ang maghahanap niyan. Okay, so what are these? What are the components of these triads that are very commonly seen in patients with multiple sclerosis? Okay, may assignment pa talaga. Siyempre, para nakikinig ka, tapos nagbabasa ka rin. Diba? Hanapin mo muna yung sinabi ko. Stop muna, tapos hanapin mo muna. So, you learn more. Diba? Okay, keep on learning. Fatimanians, rise to the top. Ganon. All right, so please know what are the different Charcot's triad. Okay? So ano ba ang ating nursing diagnosis? So nursing diagnosis will depend on your clinical manifestations, right? Impaired vision, impaired physical mobility. Bladder dysfunction is a nursing diagnosis. Altered elimination pattern, di ba? Tinnitus, ano kayang nursing diagnosis for tinnitus? Paresthesia, ineffective, impaired sensory perception, di ba? Paresthesia. Okay. And the Charcot's triad, of course, I will not tell you para malaman mo kung ano yung signs and symptoms na yan. And we said last time that the diagnostic test would include MRI, okay, and CSF analysis, di ba? That's your multiple sclerosis, okay? Now, multiple sclerosis is common in women, young adult women, and this is a debilitating progressive disease in women. Sa mga lalaki, sabi ng mga studies, if a male will be diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, most of the time the prognosis is poor. So, dalawa lang yung poor prognosis ng multiple sclerosis. One, yung male patient. And number two is primary progressive type of multiple sclerosis. Okay? So, ang multiple sclerosis, lahat ay pwede. Kasi, nasan? Nasa central nervous system. Nasa brain at nasa spinal cord. Reversible or irreversible? Irreversible and progressive. Okay? That is your multiple sclerosis. So how do we manage our patient? Management. Okay. Okay, number one, this is really very important. We need to provide safe and unhurried environment to our patient. Environment, di ba? Safe and unhurried environment. Okay, number two, we need to provide good nutrition. Okay. Whatever is the clinical manifestation, yun ang ititreat mo. Kung merong blurring of vision, we need to provide safety. Diba? Provide safety. In patients also with paresthesias, we need to provide safety. Diba? In patients with bladder and bowel dysfunction, we need to do bladder training. Pag sinabi nating bladder training, you just need to schedule the urination. Hindi mo siya sasanayin umihi on his own kung hindi na niya kaya yun. Pero if you need to do catheterization, you need to have a time for catheterization, scheduled urination, scheduled bowel movement. The use of laxatives, pwede rin. So, I would say we need to have supportive care. Okay. We need to prevent skin breakdown. Diba? We need to prevent infection. Okay. Prevent infection. We need to prevent infection. Infection from what? Infection from immobility, diba? Infection from impairment of skin integrity. Yan. So these are the possible management, all of which is supportive treatment. Wala bang ibang pwedeng gawin? Supportive lang talaga. Meron ba? Meron ba tayong gamot for patients with multiple sclerosis? Sasagutin mo yon kasi magbabasa ka rin. Can we do plasmapheresis? Okay. Again, plasmapheresis is separating the antibodies from the CSF para hindi na aatakihin yung mga myelin sheath. So, can this be of use in patients with multiple sclerosis? Or kahit gawin natin to, progressive naman yung problem ng patient mo. Will this be of help? Tanong. So, sasagutin nyo yan so you do more learning. Ha? Okay, so that is your multiple sclerosis. Again, where is the problem? CNS. What is the initial manifestation? Blurring of vision. And the first nerve to be affected is your optic nerve. Very good. So that is your multiple sclerosis. And of course, the last of our discussion last time is your Guillain-Barré syndrome or GBS, or they call it also GB syndrome. Okay, sabi natin, there is demyelination of the PNS. Okay, but the Schwann cells are not destroyed. Schwann cells are not destroyed. So, can they replace the lost myelin sheath? Yes. At dahil PNS lang ang affectation yan, PNS ang affectation yan, walang spinal cord brain problem. Wala. So, ano ang manifestation? Motor and sensory deficits. Okay. At ano yung unang-unang manifestations? The initial manifestation, the patient will have ascending paralysis. Diba? The patient will have loss of reflexes and the patient will have paresthesia. Paresthesias. No, class, I had a patient, ganito kabilis, mabilis yung kanilang manifestations ng sakit. No? Nagkakaroon siya ng feeling numbness over the lower extremity. Tapos, on his own, pumunta siya sa doctor. Tapos, he was given medication. Tapos, the following day, he could not drive anymore kasi lalong lumalala. So, kasama na niya yung yung wife niya, bumalik sila doon sa doctor, and then again, the medication was given. Okay. And then, the following day, the patient is already bedridden. Ganon kabilis. And then, they called me up, and then I referred him to the neurologist. I said, baka GBS to, kasi ganon kabilis ang paralysis. And sabi nila, the earlier you treat the problem, the better. Kasi kapag nagtagal ka pa ng mga 1 week, baka mas magiging matagal yung process, especially the reversibility. Pero ang good news, gagaling yung patient. Kaya lang, baka matagal, baka maapektuhan pa yung buong muscles, no? Yung respiratory muscles, bago siya ma-treat. So we have to go to the doctor as soon as possible para mas mabilis treatment, mas madali siyang gagaling. Okay, so this is our GBS. How do we manage them? Siyempre, muscle to. So our priority again for our GBS would be, ayun, very good, respiratory function. Support respiratory function. Support respiratory function. Prevent aspiration. Siyempre naman, prevent aspiration. Improve physical mobility. Parang pare-pareho lang yung mga nursing diagnosis natin. Di ba nga? Kasi pag pare-pareho yung signs and symptoms, pare-pareho ang nursing management. Okay. Do we need to provide safety? Yes, provide safety. Diba? Number 5, we need to provide good nutrition in your patient also. Diba? O, ano pa? Passive range of motion exercise. Okay. Passive range of motion exercise. And we need to prevent complications from immobilization. Lagay natin ha. Prevent complications from immobilization. Like what? Like impaired skin integrity, like pneumonia, like DVT. So you have to do also your passive range of motion exercises. Okay? Ayan. Ma'am, ito lang. Let's do our medical management. Sa lahat ng autoimmune disorders, this will give us a very good prognosis. Okay? Sa lahat ng autoimmune. Why? Because gumagaling kasi ito. Nagiging reversible. Okay? So one, okay, yung plasmapheresis, this will be of great help. Bakit? Kasi nga, gumagaling. So, if you are actually removing the antibodies and the myelin sheath are being replaced by the Schwann cells, di magiging mas maganda. Kaya lang, plasmapheresis, ngayon hindi na yan ang best management. Our best management is drug therapy. Anong drug therapy? The use of IVIG, intravenous immunoglobulin. This is now our management of choice. Meron ba dito sa Pilipinas? Oo, labanan ng mga antibody ha. Antibody baka may problema. Di labanan natin yung antibody. So, intravenous immunoglobulin antibody. So, antibodies will be attacking those antibodies that are destroying our myelin sheath. So, IVIG now is our management of choice. Meron sa Pilipinas niyan. Yun nga lang, when you give that to your patient, you have to consider the weight in the dosage. Kaya pag matanda at mas mataba, aray ko. Mas maraming IVIG. Yung pasyenteng ni-refer ko, ang liit lang nun. parang kasing laki ko lang yun. So parang para sa lalaki, yung kasing laki ko, maliit siya, di ba? Tapos ang payat pa niya. Siguro mga divided by 3 ko pa yun. Aray ko. But they were able to, alam niyo ba, pay almost 500,000 for the IBIG requirement. Pero ang good news is, in less than 3 months, ay okay na siya ulit. Kasi babalik nga sa dati. So sa lahat ng mga autoimmune disorders, ito talaga ang nagbibigay ng mas magandang prognosis. Lahat ito, walang increased ICP. We need to provide safe and unhurried environment for all of these conditions. Okay? Are we learning? Lagi kong sinasabi, continue learning, read your books, okay, and you go to your review materials, lahat ng pwedeng gawin, mag-aral tayo ha, na kahit nagpapande-pandemic tayo, nahihirapan tayong lahat, let us just keep on learning. Okay? I will cut this off para medyo mabilis lang, and then we will have another discussion ng degenerative diseases of the nervous system naman. Alright? Okay. Thank you.